what a draw for us. What a draw, because you look at it, Bayern, Atlanta, City, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Galatasaray, Chelsea, PSG on one side. The other side, Newcastle, Barca, Atletico, Spurs, Bodo Sporting, Arsenal, Leverkusen. That means we face Leverkusen in the round of 16 and potentially Bodo Glimt or Sporting in the quarterfinals. And the semifinals, it's one of Newcastle, Barca, Atletico, or Spurs. And I have to be honest, this our half, we have to be looking at this as we have to get to the semis. This should be a free run to the semis for us. And whoever makes out the other side should be thinking that they're going to play us in the semis, because otherwise we didn't do our job, because we should easily be beating Leverkusen, and same thing with Sporting and Bodo. I know Bodo is on a little cool run when it comes to like dark horses or whatever, but those four teams we should be easily, with the state we're in now, we should easily be dog walking those. Yeah, so we should be dog walking those three into the semis, and then from there it's probably, I would assume, I mean, Barca Newcastle's interesting. Last time we saw Barca Newcastle play, Newcastle actually won, so excuse me, but Newcastle Barca will be interesting, because the last time we saw Newcastle Barca play, Barca actually won at St. James's Park, so that'll definitely be interesting. I think no Frankie, most likely. Pedri's been in and out, and Barca haven't been in the best of form, so that will definitely be interesting. Atletico Spurs, I think Atletico are, since Lookman arrived, are a new team, maybe a fresh team, feels like, or a team with fresh ideas. So that will be interesting to see how bad Spurs get cooked by Atletico, and how Atletico faces up against Newcastle or Barca in the quarters. Bodo versus Sporting. I mean, Bodo have been like the surprise team after knocking out Inter, and Sporting they've been okay as well. They've been good this season, but that's a matchup of two, underdog teams, maybe dark horses, you'd say. And then you have Leverkusen and Arsenal. I think Leverkusen, they had that one season where they went invincible, and then the season after that they were competitive. I'm pretty sure we played them and we beat them. Or no, was that us? I can't remember. But yeah, but they've lost majority of their talent. I think they're fourth in the Bundesliga now, so it's not the same. It's not the same Leverkusen. This should be a relatively easy round of 16. Like, I'm expecting us to be able to go away from home and at home and rotate some of our players, and and win. Like, we should be able to start some of the not fringe players, but do you know what I mean, like some of the, maybe White for Timber, Norgard for Zubomendi, and that type of thing, and we should be good doing that. Next, PSG Chelsea. That's Club World Cup rematch. That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what happens there. Chelsea have been weird this season, and under Leon, we don't really know, is this a big team killer or not, because they played us twice and they lost. So under a senior, so we don't really know how that setup is gonna be, but that's definitely a fun one to watch. Gala Liverpool. I think Liverpool went to Gala earlier in the Champions League and they lost, I believe. They might have won 1-0, but it was a tight game. So that game, honestly, I feel like it's one of those games where if Liverpool lose their heads away from home, they might make it hard for themselves, but generally Liverpool should make it through. Real Madrid City again. I mean, who's surprised? I think this season, I mean, Vinny's starting to hit form again, so that'll be interesting, because City, the one thing about City is that they're very vulnerable on the transition, and I feel like consistently we've seen that most teams in the UCL, the way they win is either being by defensively resolute or by being able to go blow for blow, band for band, and just being better than everyone else at doing that. So just being more clinical essentially. And that Real Madrid City match is interesting because it both teams are not defensively good. City definitely probably a little bit better than Real Madrid in terms of just in terms of in a block, but City are open on transition. And they've gotten better at it for sure, but they're still open. That's still a weakness of theirs. And when you have Vinny and Mbappe running through on transition, and you have players like Goulet that can play the ball, Valverde too, Trent as well, especially if Trent is fit. Which and he has in the past few games, and he has done those, those consistent balls over the top that we've seen him play to Salah at Liverpool. So that's going to be an interesting match. I mean, I think I have to go City for that one because Real Madrid are so not cohesive, I guess, incohesive, because Vinny's playing good now, but when Mbappe comes back, how is he going to be? That's always a question mark. And we've not really seen them click yet together, so that's definitely always a question mark. But that one will be interesting to see who wins that. And that the reason why is because they play Atlanta Bayern. You assume that's going to be Bayern. I mean, no matter who Atlanta played, sorry, and same with Leverkusen, you would assume the other team would win because they were only playing Bayern and Arsenal, the top two teams in terms of league ranking. But Bayern are probably in my eyes the favorites to win this, and maybe with the draw it swings it our way or Barca's way instead. But it would be interesting to see Bayern against, assuming Bayern make it through. It would be interesting to see Bayern against City / Real Madrid because these are two teams with probably similar level, I would probably say similar to higher level firepower than them. I'd say probably the only other team that ranks up there is PSG and Barca. But obviously Bayern is more defensively solid, so it would just be interesting. I think it would be. I think my prediction is I expect PSG to go through, I expect Liverpool to go through, I expect City to go through, I expect Bayern to go through. So I expect the quarters to be PSG Liverpool, which is funny, that's a rematch of last year. City Bayern, which I can't remember the last time that happened. The last time I feel like I remember that was, I might be missing COVID years, but because that's always a blur. But the last time I can remember that happening is Aguero versus Neuer, where he chipped it. So, and that was so long ago. I don't even remember what season that was, but that was a long, long time ago. So it'll be interesting to see that. What Barca Atletico? That'll be interesting because I know Barca got dogged by Atletico in the what was it, the cup was in the it was in the Copa del Rey, so that'll be interesting. And then for us, I see Arsenal probably Bodo, and so I expect us to win. And yeah, so that we play I hope that we play Barca again in the semis if we make it there, which we should. Because I need some revenge, and then I hope we play Bayern in the final so we can dog them too, and then win the UCL by just dogging Barca and then dogging Bayern. But it'll be interesting. It's a good tie for us. I mean, a good draw for us for sure. Most of the teams that I was actually worried about are not on our side of the draw. So yeah, as long as we do our job, it should be a good route to the semis. And then at the semis, anything can happen, but as long as we keep some of our key players fit, Kai, etc., I think we can win this.